Beloved, before we begin this next journey together, I want to slow us down for a moment. Not to explain something, not to convince you of anything, but to name the field we are about to step into. Because this arc across both VybeShift podcast and the Vybrational Stage podcast is not about information, it's about orientation. It's about remembering how to tell the difference between what is true and what has simply been built around you. So let me say this clearly, right here at the beginning. Truth is a frequency, illusion is a structure. That is the overarching message of this dual collaboration. Everything that follows, every episode, every reflection, every unraveling, will return to that single distinction. Why this arc exists. Most of us were taught to search for truth inside systems, belief systems, social systems, economic systems, spiritual systems, even identity systems. And because those systems were already standing when we arrived here, we assumed they were real in the deepest sense. But structures can exist without being true. They can persist through repetition, they can be reinforced through agreement, they can be solid because everyone around us also stands inside them. Truth doesn't behave that way. Truth doesn't need reinforcement. Truth doesn't require consensus. Truth doesn't shout. Truth resonates. You don't learn it, you recognize it. And that recognition happens in the body, not the mind. The core distinction, let's ground this. A structure is something that must be maintained. It needs energy, attention, compliance, belief, and fear to keep standing. An illusion is not imaginary, it's misidentified. It's the structure mistaken for truth. A frequency, on the other hand, doesn't need to be held together. It simply is. You either tune to it or you don't. This is why truth feels calm, why it brings relief instead of urgency, why it doesn't need you to defend it. And this is why illusion often feels loud, pressured, complex, and exhausting. Not because it's evil, but because it's constructed. What this collaboration is really doing. This dual arc is not here to tear anything down. We are not here to attack systems. We are not here to rebel. We are not here to wake people up. We are here to help you feel the difference. To sense when something is structurally impressive but energetically hollow, emotionally charged but vibrationally incoherent, familiar yet quietly draining. And to remember when something is simple, settling, quietly undeniable. Truth doesn't always make sense at first, but it always makes you more yourself. Illusion often makes perfect sense, but slowly pulls you away from your center. How the two podcasts will work together. Here's how this collaboration unfolds. The VybeShift podcast explores truth as a living frequency, how it feels, how it is stabilized, how it reorients identity and inner authority. The Vybrational Stage podcast explores illusion as architecture, how structures are built, reinforced, internalized, and mistaken for reality. Together they form a single inquiry from two different directions, one inward and embodied, one outward and observational. Neither is complete without the other. What I ask of you as a listener, as you enter this arc, I invite you to release one habit, trying to figure it out. Instead, listen with your nervous system. Notice when your body softens. Notice when your breath deepens. Notice when something lands without explanation. Those are not accidents. They are frequency recognition. And when something feels tight, defensive, rushed, or emotionally charged, don't reject it. Just notice. Is this asking me to resonate or to comply? That question alone will take you very far. This pre-arc episode is not an introduction. It's a threshold, a moment to pause before movement, a reminder before exploration, a tuning before transmission. Truth is not hidden from you. It's simply quieter than the structures built to replace it. And once you remember how to listen for frequency, illusion begins to loosen, naturally, gently, and without force. Welcome to the next dual collaboration. We begin not by seeking truth, but by feeling it.